Alright, welcome back. I only just realized that apparently there was some sort of error with my OBS. So yeah, we're restarting the stream for another couple of hours before I call it a day. And just as a short recap, what we have been doing is more of the same, which is basically terraforming to build the road. On the last stream that just got caught, I basically did some digging over on this side, and then I am connecting it with, well, I just finished connecting it with this side, and this is where my claim was, and I am now moving all claim and buildings forwards this way, so that I can work on the final stretch, hopefully, and if I'm lucky, reach the end of the road today. Still having some issues with the... whenever I am placing new claim extensions. Sometimes it'll place them, sometimes it won't. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah. And most of the time after I relog, then it is fixed. I need to be a bit, I guess, a bit more conscious of it and move the stations a little bit farther when I know that there's a claim nearby. And by this, it's just the ruins that are conflicting at the moment. But let's see, I cannot move that one. Okay, I can move this one. Let's get that out of the way, and I think that's the last bit. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Okay, that did it. Not for that one. So let's see if it was this one. It says it's claimed, and that one says it's claimed. Yeah, it won't let me move it, so I'll just relog again. Oh, okay, so it was this one that was missing. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Apparently it did. Yes. Okay. Now, it's messing up with the problem seems to originate in the game identifying borders, which is, I thought, an only visual bug, but apparently there's more effects than just the visual one. Now I need to move that torch, so before I move the rest of the claim, the separation between torches right now is they're placed on one of these main paved tiles, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty ones, and it goes on the 7th. Oh, I guess I had already done the counting. And then this one goes here, and that's where it's gonna stay. The next one is that one. Probably I might have actually placed it next to where it was supposed to be. Either way, I'll be able to move it once I get the claim onto that side. For which, I need to move everything forward, but since I don't really know where the end of the claim is, I'm just sort of gonna cluster everything over here if I can. No, you see, that's not inside the claim, so... Is this good? No. Here? Yes. Okay. Place that there. Move this down here. Drop that in there. Bring this here. And finally that one. And that's all of it, right? Yep. Now get this back into my inventory. And figure out where the best placement is, just so that I can grab everything again. Is it going to show the border? Yes. Okay, so probably here, but there's some mushrooms, so I won't be able to. Here. Yeah, it's like right in the middle of the road, but should be fine for now. Now just count the steps. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means this goes there. Oh. Deconstructing and placing the claim again fixed the border problem, I guess, because it had to redefine it. Not really the practical way to do it, because every time you do that, you lose whatever you had researched. And right now, because it's just a claim that I set up initially for the terraforming bug, but also so that I can move around the torches and then bring some extra storage along with me while I work. There's a lot of trees that I end up clearing and rocks and whatnot, so that's always materials that end up being useful. Like right now there's a bunch of trunks in there, so I can move that there. And no, I want to click. Let's actually move you a little bit further away. I can... oh, it's probably easier to do it with my cart. Let's get the cart out here. There we go. And I can start just filling up my cart. These were just logs from trees that I cleared out earlier in order to be able to terraform the right height for the road. And because cargo stays on the ground, I think, I'm not sure if it's 24 hours, I've heard 48 hours thrown out somewhere. Might be 48 hours. I remember early on the process of building this road, I left a bunch of tier 3 logs somewhere, and unless somebody else took them, they stayed there for a couple of days, so 48 hours is probably the right number. Oh, I'm too far. There we go. And 20 more. Oh, it was just some lag apparently. It was not... I was clicking on it and it was not going into the cart. Alright, and drag them here. Is there anything else that I should bring? Yeah, probably that pyrite ore. Alright, anything else? Well, this... where would I place this? I think I had some other chunks of pyrite. Did I place them here? No. Maybe I processed them. I think I might have processed them because I built some elevators, and elevators use planks and nails. So that's probably where that went. Oh, they're actually here. So I'll place the cargo type firelight in here as well. Or should I just process it? I think I'll just process it instead. It doesn't take too long, and I already have 40 pieces stacked in there, so this will go just right on top of that. Okay, seems like there's still a whole bunch of wood up there. Do I want to grab it as well? Like, eventually I can pack it all, process and pack it all into this. And, I mean, eventually I will have a claim here, so I can probably just place the market stalls there just to see if all of the stuff that I gathered ends up being purchased by other players. Which hopefully would be the case. I can't really place it up there. Just move it here. What is in the way? Oh, I can probably... Oh, I can place it here. Good. Open that. Deploy my cart. And open my storage. There we go. There's one more piece here. Oh, and some stone as well. No, don't chop the tree. Grab your cart. Bring it here. Oh. I wanna... No, I don't wanna open the barter stall. I wanna... Huh, why is it not seeing that? I'll just move it away a little bit. There we go. Alright, open that and transfer all of that in there. And this one. Okay, the stone is down there, so I'll collect the cart. And I believe that was the pebbles. Oh. Yeah. Let's move it here. And get our cart out. Maybe... Oh, that's right, these are not flat. So it has to be there. Up here, view cargo, view storage. wish I was able to do this instead of individually clicking all of them. It's already on my notes for feedback, so hopefully for future tests they'll do that. They have continuously improved quality of life elements each test, so fingers crossed this will be one more. Now bring the card over closer to this. And drag them here. Okay. Oh, there's also some up there. I can probably move the cart here. And I might be able to reach it from up there. Yeah. Oh. Okay. And now climb back down. And drop this here. Alright, that's all the cargo. Might as well bring all the buildings nearby. Did I trap myself in here? No. Yeah, maybe bring that there. The table. Where's my masonry station? Here. Masonry station and the carpentry. Sure, I can go there. Guess up here. And that's all my stations, right where I'm going to be working now. Okay, first obstacle is this tree, second obstacle is going to be that tree. So, maybe I'll place my cart here. So you will notice that my cart can hold 20 of those, and you might wonder how were those stacks sometimes of more, like 50. So what I do is I just, whenever it gets full, I store it. I actually was a little bit slow this time. Then I can bring it out again and pull it onto that same tile, dismount it, and then the next time that I do exactly that again, it's gonna drop everything on that same spot again. I do it out of practicality more than anything else. I don't always intend on grabbing whatever it is that will be there. Like sometimes I'm just clearing out things that get in the way. But if I decide to grab it later, it's just easier to have it there. And also if I'm building or terraforming more things around, it's easier to place my cart on a tile that I know that I will not need to worry about. Because you can build over a cart, but you cannot build over cargo. So the cargo becomes an obstacle. So I'd rather keep those obstacles away from where I want to build. Oh, let me just drop this log in there too. Okay, so that's gonna be all of the terraforming down towards that big area. This is gonna be a pain to chop down. These things I think have 8,000 effort worth of hatcheting away. No, not that one, this one. So I think this is 56, so I think I am aiming for 54 on this one. Because that's 80. Yeah, that makes sense. And then 54 down that way to 34, just so that we reach that final height that the port will be at. Hey there, Senator. How's it going? The works are going pretty good. I don't know if you can see it, but there's water right over there. I'm already right here after doing all of this. Granted, only this bit was really dug in, but the rest of it, you can sort of see it. And we're here. So hopefully it should be done today, really. And all of it is protected by braziers. I have materials for 3 more, which, just based on where this is, the next one will probably be centered here. And then, since this is probably where I will want my claim, I might just place like one by the docks around here and then another one over on this side. I'm still not entirely sure of what and how I want to do here. In all honesty, I was not sure that I would make it. Yeah, it was a big project. Voidy helped me out a lot on the first bit, and Kaylin earlier today offered to help around here. They said they also had another project in mind around... where are they? Around here, around their claim. So right now they have actually started working on that, as far as I understand it, and then probably once I am done here, I'll drop in and help. There's really not that much left. There's a big height difference around here, but then once I reach this area, it should not be too bad. I am actually working on what will be the last, 1500 effort for just one level tile. Things will be a lot easier from now on, I think. Well, and of course, I might, before heading over to Kaylin's project, I might pave all of it. It's already paved, so this area is fully paved. Then it's mostly... no, it's actually fully paved as it will be around here. I think up to maybe here. Then it's half paved here, because I only really had pebbles for the tier 2. And I already have enough pebbles for the tier 2 all the way up here. I just need mud. And then I'll go and gather some tier 1 clay and pebbles just to complete it. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so that's 54, it means 52 is the next step, yeah. How have you been doing, Senator? I saw you were streaming Final Fantasy earlier with Ruby. How did that go? You guys had fun? I was basically just lurking at the beginning, since I was mostly doing this. So, sorry if at some point you said something that I did not respond to. Doing good, just enjoying dinner? That's good, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's already late. I hadn't realized. I'll probably have dinner later. Today I had more than just coffee for breakfast. You should be proud of me. I woke up very late though. But yeah, I had some eggs as well for breakfast. And then a light lunch. And then yeah, I'll see whatever. I'll probably, I think I have some pizza that I could heat up for dinner. And Senator saying Final Fantasy was good, just unlocking the ability to fly in some older areas, since I skipped them when I was speeding through the story. What was that? Because I didn't really see which Final Fantasy it was. I think, was it the one with the car? If it's the one with the car, I haven't played that one. Like the group is just 4 guys, if I remember correctly. The boy band Final Fantasy, as I've heard of it being called. Ah, okay, 14. See, that's what I thought, but I remember at some point while alt-tabbing, seeing a car. I haven't actually finished the story for 14. I only played it for, I guess, a few months. I like it, but I don't know, MMOs, it's difficult for an MMO to keep my attention for long anymore, I think. I'll likely go back to it at some point. And Senator saying the car from 15 is a mount. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Senator saying, yeah, I get that. I haven't been hooked by an MMO for ages, but when my friend convinced me to give Final Fantasy XIV a try again with him just over a year ago, I ended up getting absolutely hooked on the story. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It does make a difference how you play an MMO, and I definitely I need a game to have a story to get me interested. And maybe when I was playing 14 early on, I didn't go into it, you know, I was basically doing the story because that's what I was enjoying. I didn't do a lot of multiplayer content in it, and I remember really enjoying the story, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe it's just that at some point I might have started playing a different game and just forgot about that one because it didn't actually catch me as I thought it would. But it is definitely a game that I intend on going back to at some point. XIV has one of the best stories I've experienced in games. One of only 3 games that has actually made me cry. Really? Those are big words of like big compliments for a game. I guess I need to reconsider what level of priority I give 14. I can't remember though, is the story, was it just a general story or did it depend on the job? Because I remember there was a part of the story that I think was related to your job, if I'm correct. But I can't remember if it's like you have the main story and then your job story, because like, I don't know if you've played Star Wars The Old Republic, but in that one you have the class story and then you have the main story, and they're all actually really good as well. Not really make me cry good, because it's a different vibe. It's Star Wars, but good. The early story is a little generic, to be fair, since the base game, A Realm Reborn, first dropped in 2013, so it makes sense, but especially the latter expansions really get phenomenal writing. The main story is separate from your jobs, and there are job quests that build out some lore on whatever job role you go with, but it doesn't have any major impact on the story. Okay, that's fair. And I guess more than just when it dropped, it makes sense that when it dropped, the focus on the story wasn't so big. I guess like you needed to have a story for an MMO. But I guess just out of the popularity of the game, and then as you continue making expansions, then you already built the game, so you're just building up more content, and then more content basically equals more story, I guess. So it would make sense that there's more attention to that on expansions. At least that's the way I would see it. Oh, I guess I was probably a little bit optimistic on having reached the high effort limit. I think this one and maybe these two will still be kind of tricky. After these two, there's another bit of drop, and then there's another drop after that one. Still a few projects ahead of me, yeah, still a few. It's not that bad. I mean, the thing is, after having done all the rest, this isn't too bad. And I like how it looks, like facing back. Like you can clearly, even back here, with the way the background mountains are rendered, you can see that there was something that went through here. And the fact that you can see all of that from here feels really rewarding. I actually found out something cool recently. Let me see if I can do it. Let's say here. Can I walk there? No. Can I walk here? Here? Oh, I'm locked in? Oh, why did you walk there? Oh, I see. This is on the way as well. I need to move that one away. Am I free to walk now? Yeah. Okay, let's go all the way there. Nope. Don't hit escape. Turn that off. And screenshot mode. So, if you go on screenshot mode while your character is moving, the camera ends up being stationary. However, if you try to move it, it goes to the maximum zoom that you can have on the character. But if you then center the camera again, it'll go to where you started it, and you can bring it up and have like a really cool aerial picture of where your character is. Yeah. You can also use this, I would call it bog, because I'm like, this is the actual zoom range that they want us to have, right? So the fact that I'm able to do this is a bug more than anything else. But you can control how, like, what is going to appear between, like, in frame by how far you walk. Like, this was walking from here to here. Oh, actually no, there seems to be a maximum range. But like, for example, let's say I want an aerial picture of this section here. So I can walk over this side, and then I will tell my character to walk to the edge of what I mean, not to the edge, to the center of where my picture is going to be. Let's say it's here. Now I wait for it to go to where I want the edge of it to be. Let's say it's here, and then I go into screenshot mode. So the edge is going to be this style, and the center was right around the middle there. Let me hit spacebar so it runs. Once it gets there, I center the camera, I move it around, and you can see the area that I wanted to highlight, which is this deep area, is exactly the size of my zoom out thing, so to speak. So this could be used, and I will use this to take aerial pictures of claims as soon as I finish the project. Yeah, it's a fun little unintended result of the screenshot function. Yeah, exactly. You know, you just walk towards the edge of the claim, maybe a little bit further outside, then open your map and click, you know, in the middle, and then set up the screenshot mode. It's best to have it in walking so that you can have a better control of where to start the screenshot mode, and then it'll actually change between walking and running while it's in a screenshot mode. So it gives you fairly good control. Like, I can start here, do that, and then make it run so that it gets to where I want it to get faster. I really want to take an aerial picture of like the larger claims like Umbilica, Cordis, and Ludania, and Tortuga Falls, just to see like what kind of design they had in mind, and maybe use it as a reference, and maybe they can use it as reference for future claim design as well. But also a claim like, for example, Umbilica Foothills of Regret, which is not really like I think the design for Foothills of Regret is a design that's more of meant to be lived in, that it looks cool from the inside. I'm curious as to how it would look from the top. I think it would not look as interesting from the top, but it would look really cool. Like, it is really cool to walk in there. And I think that might help convince the people that build flat claims that, yeah, that flat design probably looks good from above, but it doesn't necessarily like, you can add more things like terrain elevation to make it more interesting to be inside of it instead of just something that looks cool from above. Because actually the picture from above would probably not look very different, even if they add height differences. Just because of how the map works, like, you cannot really tell, like, you can tell this much elevation change, but you cannot really see too big of a difference in this area here, which is actually fairly sloped. So I think that's they're wasting a lot of design potential. Again, from my perspective, aesthetics is a deeply subjective thing. Senator saying, I assume it's also gonna be a case of form versus function, like height differences that can make aesthetically cool areas, but it will also cost you workable area. It does with the corners, yes. You do lose the corner tiles in between 3 large tiles, like this middle one, you lose it. But if you already have a claim that is that big, you can work around it. It might actually be something that makes you reconsider how you design things for functionality, even. Senator saying, yeah, you lose corners and potentially more spaces for ramps. Yeah. But I don't know if you've been to Ludenia, but it's a really, really large claim. They have a lot of surface. So, like, when you're talking really, really large claims, yes, you would be, I guess, losing a workable area in order to make the ramps or make the height difference work. But it could also, like, even something that would make them still walkable. So, like, even adding a small 2 levels height area, instead of all of it being flat, have this place be slightly higher, have this place here be slightly lower, and so on, so that you can still move around and even cart around all over the place, and you lose less corners because you're not making like very uneven areas, but just large terraces, I guess. But yeah, definitely people that are more function focused will definitely want everything to be flat. Yeah, personally I am also a form over function kind of person. But the thing is, I'm a more form over function, but I also want it to work well. So I definitely understand where they're coming from. And I think that the sacrifice in function in order to make, like, if your starting point is a fully flat area, the sacrifice for function in order to make the form look better, is very small if all you do is raise a few areas 2 tiles up, like 2 heights up. And in terms of form, it would just make it a lot better. As Senato's saying, my goal is always to have a nice form but still be functionally viable. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't need to completely sacrifice functionality. I mean, I would actually love to do that at some point and just make something that is completely weird and difficult to navigate but looks really cool. Just for the sake of it. Like, imagine an area like this, the pine forest. You find an area that has a lot of trees, and then you just like, well, actually you would have to kill the trees in order to make the levels, but yeah, just make like this place almost like a full column or 3 that are really high, and then a bunch that are really low, and then high and low, and like a line here, and use elevators so that people would be forced to moving around them by elevators, but just make it like make that make sense in how it incorporates to the environment. Maybe I'm thinking more about rocky gardens when I think about that concept. And you just have a bunch of elevators around the place. You have the functionality of the deployable range to access, like to set up your deployable in a central place and then access stations in different areas. So maybe that could be used in that way. Senator saying my favorite thing in survival games though is to try and fit a base to the natural terrain of an area. Yeah, exactly. And that's probably why I'm thinking that what I was thinking has to do more with the stony garden. Because that is a really, really... what would be the word? Acute differences in height. I'm not sure, like, a very... I'm not even finding the word in Spanish right now in my head. I know there's a word for it. But yeah, like a very challenging area to move around. Because there's a lot of large differences in the height of the tiles in there. And keeping it as you would find it naturally, and then just making something work in there would be really cool. Would definitely be really cool. And I also like elevators. I hope we get cargo elevators soon, because that would also make things more flexible in that aspect. I mean, you would need less ramps in claim design if you had cargo elevators. I'm sure people would still build claims with ramps, but it would completely change, or it would eliminate that from being the only way of doing things. And people would definitely be creating some more, I guess, different designs based around elevators, which I think would be really cool. I guess the more tools that they give us to make things more different, the more likely you are to end up with different claim designs, and that's only enriching the game. I honestly don't see any reason why they would not make an elevator that you can pull your cart with. I think it's probably an engineering problem, just because of how the cart works. Like if I place this cart here, it'll think it's still, if I lower this tile, it'll think it's still here while I lower it. It'll show up there, but it's still bound to this tile, but it doesn't change height. So I don't know if maybe that's something that they need to work around. I don't know. I only understand how the movement works in the game in a surface level out of the comments that the devs have made in some of the streams and conversations with Voxel mainly, but sometimes Jordan as well. Senator saying, same with bridges. I imagine you could have high island-like areas of acclaim connected together with bridges, for example. Yeah, exactly. Like bridges would change the way that we think of how to terraform completely. And I understand it's just an engineering problem. Like the way the game understands movement is based on these numbers: the float, the small hex tile, the large hex tile, the chunk coordinates. So your character is able to move very freely. It's not limited to the center of the tile. It can move, like, you know, not limited to the big number. I guess that's where the float comes in. But as far as the game is concerned, the only difference between, like, or the main difference between here and here, if you look at the float, it changes very slightly. It changes the small text and the large hex, but the float is basically, I guess, almost the same. So this is really next to this, but the game knows that this has a height and this has a height, and because of that, when I try to move from here to here like this, the game knows that it has to stop me. I am able to climb, but that's an action with an animation only. Climbing doesn't mean that your character is actually moving from here to here. It really is just an animation, to the point where you can bug that animation. If you climb here and try to enter the building at the same time, you bug the animation and you get your character stuck in the animation. But it doesn't mean that your character is going all the way, you know, to the heavens. I can stop that animation by doing this, and my character is still down there. It's still actually right here. So that's as much as I understand. Like, I can say I fully understand how those little things operate. Now, to build a bridge, you would need to build something that makes the game understand that it can move from this tile to this tile, independent or regardless of what height this tile says it has. And if you were to build it here, 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 and here, if it's telling the game that you can move from here to here, and you can move from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here, because it's the same building, then it would allow you to move across it. They would need to figure out how to tell the game if your character should look like it's walking here or walking up there. And then in terms of moving here, I don't know that it would be too big of a challenge. I guess one of the conditions for moving from here to here is that you would have to be, your non-bridge state height should be at the same height as the bridge state height. And if the bridge state height is set up here so that you can cross this way, then you would not be able to move from here to here because the height wouldn't match. And then you're actually just creating a barrier. I'm not entirely sure, as I said. I'm just speculating based on what I know and what they have said. I don't really know anything about programming. But I do hope that whatever it is that they need to do in order to make that work, that they can figure it out. Maybe it's just a building that only exists in the beginning and ending tiles, and then it doesn't exist in the middle, but you would have to figure out how to connect them. Like with the elevator, you have I don't know if you've... Oh yeah, I don't know. Do you have an elevator in the municipality? I can't remember if I've seen one or not. I know there's an elevator in the Cat Girl delivery claim, because I use that claim for waystoning and teleporting places. But the way the elevator works is you place a building that needs to be facing a cliff. Either from down here or from up here, it needs to be facing. If it's not facing the cliff, it says that, you know, you cannot build it. And that's sort of how they've gotten around it. And then if you're moving from an elevator tile to an elevator tile, then the animation changes from this type of climbing to the elevator, and that's really all it is. But how would you tell the game that you're connecting this with this? That would be different, and that would probably be trickier. Oh, I should rebuild the terraforming that I was doing. And I think this had to go to 50. Also, Tyler, 3Blade, one of the founders, responded to suggestion that I had made about making a creative mode for the last week of the test, like giving us access to either really powerful tools or just infinite resources or whatnot, so that people were able to fully explore what they could do creatively with the tools that were given. He mentioned that right now that would not be easy to do without significant engineering. I think were his words. But hopefully that's something that we can see on future tests, and then we can also see yeah, different types of claims and different ideas that people have for how they envision the world. Part of what I like about Bigcraft is that, you know, it's a fun game where I can just lose a lot of hours by doing things towards a purpose, but also one of the other things that are my main sources of enjoyment is just seeing what other people make with the same tools that I have, and, you know, see people's creativity at work. We're there? Yep. By the way, Senato, if you're still around, I'm actually curious to hear your point of view as someone who's just joined the Bitcraft on this test and never saw things work in a different way. How do you feel about waystones? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think they're good? Do you think there's any problems with them, or any, I don't know, just in general? It's interesting that the jackals seem to get confused when I'm in a terraforming dig site. I had that happen earlier as well. Like, it would come attack me, then leave. Like, I guess now it's finally come to the point where it's the height difference. But back then, it was even, like, when all of them were kind of flat. Not sure why. Hey there, Kayleen. How are you doing? Welcome back. How was Path of Exile with Zozo? Did she stop streaming? It stressed me out a bit, so I came to the chill stream. That's fair. Yep. I won't necessarily say that you can always find chill games here, because I'm likely going to be playing different types of games at some point, and some might not be as chill as Bitcraft. But then, what is as chill as Bitcraft, right? Well, I guess there's a few. But yeah, like, if it's even stressing you out, with the level of chillness that Zozo has, it sounds stressing. It's a game that I want to play as well. But yeah, it's definitely different. I can already see the water at the end of the road. So as you can imagine, I'm motivated to finish this today. This big hill was probably my last big challenge. I think once I reached that bottom, the lower height I think is 41. And I want to get eventually to 34, which is the water level up there. So maybe, yeah, maybe the last difficult bit is going to be these ones around the area that will be the port. Then I'm not entirely sure if I will want to flatten this area here or do something different with it, but once I get to the end of the road, I'm probably going to do something that does not involve terraforming for a bit. Like gathering pebbles to pave the road. Actually, yeah, I'll probably do that because I do want to leave it finished. Kelly say I'm going solo duo next alpha test, by the way. Still in Umbilica, but we'll give up control over Foothills to Anna for now. That's alright. I mean, I'm sure even giving control of Foothills to Anna, I am sure that your input will still be considered, appreciated, and accepted without the load of the responsibility that comes with it. So you might find yourself enjoying your time a little bit more. And who knows, maybe they will give us more claim management tools that will make it easier for Anna as well, because you know the last thing that we want is for people to just cycle between who's going to be in charge of a claim based on who hasn't been burned out yet. That's not really the ideal way to go. Kelling saying I'm planning to write a Bitcraft claim Michelin guide, going from claim to make funny reviews. Nice. That actually would be really cool. I did sort of have that idea, and I did do that for quite a bit of the first part of the test, of just going from claim to claim and doing things in different claims. It didn't, like, it stopped being viable at a point, mostly because there's a limit of which claims are able to support certain tiers crafting. But yeah, no, definitely love going through claims and seeing things that I like from them and things that I might want to copy. Like one that I still remember to this day, early on I went over here and instead of just I was doing waystone teleporting from claim to claim. There were maybe like 20 claims, and I went to this one here and I want to go there again. Oh, so this is potatoes. I had heard about potatoes in a different context on the Discord, because back then they also had raised this whole area and they had a first iteration of a tower, and I just really liked it. And their claim design is kind of like the Pokeball design that I called it. Like it's a hexagon, and then it has like a wall here, and then there's a smaller walled hexagon in the middle. It looks cool. I really like the design. This is probably not what it looks like right now, because the map will only update terrain when you're actually in that chunk. But yeah, I definitely want to go back there and check, and I want to do another tour with the waystone of all the new claims that have waystones that didn't have them when I did that like 2 weeks into the game. And glad to have been an inspiration. It is a fun thing to do, that's for sure. 48, yes. The next is 46. I like being able to dig my way out of trouble. Let's see if I actually can dig fast enough for the fluff pup to leave me alone. Otherwise I might need to climb down. Maybe now? Yeah. And now they go away. They're trying to see if they can get around, but they can't. Although, I wonder if once I destroy the terraforming dig site, if they'll be able to just run through here. I should be placing another brazier soon, so maybe I'll just do that. It is just at nighttime that they become a little bit more active. So my protection right now ends here, so maybe I can just place another brazier around here. Although once I'm finished with these 3 blocks, I'm probably gonna be unreachable to them anyway. Killing saying it'll be nice to get to know more people of the broad Red Cross community. Yeah, that too, 100%. Just like randomly meet people that are in their claims and doing their things. I think one other thing that needs to happen for that to be more viable is, again, you know, claim management tools. Being able as a claim owner to set rewards for things that are needed, so that you as a nomadic player could go over to whichever claim and see what it is that they need, because everybody always needs to do something, and then help them, but also have something in return that will help you improve your tools and improve, well, basically your tools, because that's really the only thing that you need. Your tools, and maybe like things that you can work towards your heart level up, if they're still going to do it this way. I said 46, right? It's interesting that it looks like the jackal does see me, and that I am here, and it's just like looking around trying to find a path to me, but never really does. Because usually jackals are just like standing. Yeah, see? It just hit me for 10 somehow. Then if I walk outside of the terraforming dig site, it loses interest. It's as if when I'm in the terraforming dig site, maybe I'm both at this height and a different height. No, okay, no, never mind. He did sort of see me there. I don't know. A lot about how the jackals work, still a bit of a mystery to me. But I do think that it should not even see me if the height difference between where they are and where I am is that big. Alright, 46. Now it's probably gonna come and nibble at my feet while I dig here. Or not? Oh, it's morning now. It disappeared. It was a night jackal. Yeah, it is now daytime. Oh, it's been daytime for 300 seconds? It took a while to disappear then. 300 seconds probably. Hey there, Zozo. Welcome back. It was fun and good to hear. What was your favorite part of it? I heard it was more of a stressing game than Bitcraft is. Do you think you're gonna be spending more time in Path of Exile? Zozo saying it's definitely more stressful than Bitcraft. Ah, you will be then. That means it was definitely an enjoyable game. That's good to hear. It would have been kind of sad that, I mean, even if you were gifted it, to not be interested in it. Over here, I'm not sure if you have noticed, but this over here in the background, yeah, that's water. Which means we're almost at the end. Yeah, we are so close. It's been a journey, that's for sure. As I was saying, I hunger, so I got to go get food. You get some food. Get some food in your belly. Honestly, I hope my secret project will work out. Now you've got me curious. You were saying something about a jackal temple? I wonder what you mean. Does it involve terraforming? Have you identified a like tiles where the jackals spawn? Oh, building a ziggurat in the Rocky Gardens. Yeah, that is a lot of terraforming. That really is a lot of terraforming. Huh, how is that jackal over there thinking about aggroing me from so far away? That's interesting. Yeah, once I'm done with the road, I might do. I want to do some aerial pictures of a few claims. Might not do the full claim tour yet, and I will gladly go and dig for food over at your project. I like digging. I imagine many people would consider it boring to just sit and, you know, watch a bar move without it really giving you any levels or benefit. But from my perspective, it is the same as standing still watching a bar move while crafting, and instead of it giving you experience and materials and a benefit for yourself, it is leaving your mark in the world and like doing something that other people can enjoy too. So that's probably why I like digging. And if in future tests they actually make it give us some sort of experience, like maybe construction experience, then that would be great. Even if it's only so that I can dig faster, that would already be amazing. Oh cool, these trees reach my cart all the way up there. Is this tier 2? Yes. I made it almost exactly. So yeah, I think these two are 41 height. I made this one to check, so I remember it's 41. I actually initially thought that I would need to lift the middle area here, but the fact that the water level out there is height 34 means that I'm actually still digging down here, which I did not expect. But I kind of like that this sort of reached this level. I think this area to the side is also like a nice area. I'm still not 100% sure where I want to set up my claim and how I wanna make it. But I do like that, the idea of that as the port. Instead of just opening up to the big lake on this side, which probably would be the logical choice. I like the fact that this little waterfall here is navigable. And just to illustrate, let me drop that here. No, don't. There you go. Haven't actually given a tour of the area. Oh, right next to this, it would be so cool to have a well, like right next to the pond. That looked cool. But let's get into water and get our boat out. So I actually had explored this area to see where I wanted to build the road before they made skiffs go over this depth. But you still had this tiny little area where you could sail anyways. And I like how the approach to this area looks, because you have this side which is kind of walled off. You can actually see it in the map. Oh, zoom is a little bit too extreme in the map, but yeah, you have this, so you cannot really get to that water. But then you have this little inlet on this side that has navigable paths, even if you were to consider that the skiff would not be able to go through these things. Oh, actually through that one. This one is still navigable. No, don't fish. And then you have this, like, it looks like you just have this inlet with that waterfall, and you would not be able to go up that waterfall. But on both sides of the waterfall, the way that it levels, it lets you go through here and up through this little space here. Oh. And into this larger opening, where you would then have the port in here, nice and protected. And this area itself is really cool too, because if you look at it from the map, it just looks like, you know, water surrounded by things. But it's basically like cliffs. You have that waterfall over on that side, and then that stretch of land that goes through there, and that little island there. It would be nice to see somebody else place a claim in there. And then this area through here, and these columns, and then there's waterfalls here. Like, the whole area, I really like it. There's that river that you can sort of go up here a bit, and I don't know why it's not showing, but there's a claim here. Oh, they're probably, or did they remove it? Oh, did their claim expire? It would be really bad if their claim expired. I mean, I guess if it did, it was likely salvaged by Tortuga. Yeah, the Stone Citadel. I forgot about the name, but yeah, it's exactly that one. It looks like it's still there. And I guess you cannot really navigate all the way up there. But let's see. Yeah, no, the claim itself is gone. That's pretty sad. It looks like nobody actually rated it. How are the state of the buildings? Not too bad. So it hasn't been gone for long. Let me send a picture. Let's see. Who was the owner of the Stone Citadel? I'm trying to find it in the looking for groups. Yeah, Stone. I actually saw him stream a few times, but I can't remember their exact name. So I'm looking for the post so that I can find him. Oh, was his name just Stone? Yeah. There we go. I'll just DM them. Yeah, I just sent them a message like, I could bring my skiff down there and just store some things. But actually I don't know how much... There don't really seem to be a lot of storage boxes. So it's hard to tell if it was actually raided or if some of the things that they had built have decayed. For now, I'll just repair everything while they check their messages. And maybe I will just see what's valuable. I think those are the only 2 boxes left though. I don't think there's gonna be anything really valuable. Probably just like the buildings themselves. And those can just be repaired. So that, you know, they stay alive. They shouldn't fully decay in 24 hours. So that should at least give them some time to figure out what they want to do. Definitely repair the boxes. But like, if these were the only, like, I guess, sturdy chests, like the only chest that would last, then the other ones might have just decayed and disappeared, and then everything that was in them along with it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to repair that. But that should be easier to build. Although there's actually a way that I can repair it. If I place this here, I can just bring myself up to where I can reach it. Probably a little bit more. Hey there, Stone. Glad to hear you got the message. Yeah, we found this like that. Oh, okay, I see your message now, your reply. So just lack of activity, you guys calling it a day for the test? I was just racing this so that I could repair that one too. That's probably enough. Well, if you guys are not coming back, would you mind it if I steal some food from you? I think that's all that I actually use right now. I might steal that too, since I'm still working with a tier 1 sword. I don't do a lot of fighting anyway. But yeah, I also am not sure there's anything here that would be of too much use. Probably just the food. You go through a lot of food while digging, but if this is the short duration one, I might not even have too much use for it. Is this better than what I have? Oh, probably is because I don't have that level. Yeah, hunting, leatherworking, I just never really touch them. Yeah, no, I guess I'll just leave it here. And if other travelers come here and find that, then they can see what it is that they could use. I'll just repair this for now. Who knows, maybe someone will see this and like it and place their claim here. Oh, am I crashing? Yeah, I remember your streams with the ramp. And yeah, like there's this waterfall here, you have like the big lake in front. I think I crashed. I think my game crashed, but it doesn't know it yet. Alright, let's just restart it. Well, it's sad that you know, the Stone Citadel has ended for this test, but hopefully it'll be back for the next one, and yeah, hopefully you'll at least carry the good times with you, right? In the end, everything is wiped, so there's not much left other than that for any of us. But yeah, I really love the ramp that you built. That's a steep ramp right there. Yeah. I have spent a few hours digging as well, but I don't think any of the terraforming that I did was that big in terms of elevation. Probably the biggest elevation difference was between like 30 and 120, which was a lot. But this feels like between 30 and that top there might be closer to 200. I don't know. Yeah. It's pretty tall, and it's not just like I don't have the map uncovered, but like if it was going to here, then I know that the light color in the tundra is around the 300s. Alright, time to store the skiff. And back to digging. Or actually back to chopping this tree. Yeah, the main problem with the food that was available in what used to be the Stone Citadel is that for digging continuously, a level 5 food region is ideal, or is good enough for like building a road if it's not like continuous digging, if you're also gonna be like chopping trees and clearing stuff out of the way. But the tier 3 that only lasts 6 minutes was probably not really gonna cut it. Hopefully somebody else will find it that will be able to make better use of it. Like somebody that was going to bring all of that back to their claim, to combine it with some bulbs to make... Is it fish and bulbs? Yeah, it is fish and bulbs, right? That would be valuable. Oh, I got sidetracked and forgot to check my cart. Actually, no, I don't want to leave it up there. I'd rather bring it down. Because I also need to chop that there. I think that's going to be it for trees. Let's go here. There's that jackal trying to get aggressive again. Their aggro range is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna also need to take care of all those logs down there. At this point I might as well just clear the tree, then spawn the card in the middle and just pack them in. And just out of practicality, I'm gonna drop them on that same spot. Yeah, because I also now need to chop that one. But first I'm just gonna bring those... I'll deconstruct this here. Okay, so... Okay, there's an invisible log. And now the big one. Ooh, 12,000. I thought it was 8,000. So this is gonna take some time. And actually, I should be grabbing dinner, and I should be not speaking anymore soon because it's getting pretty late. So I think I might just record the rest of the terraforming instead of actually streaming it, and maybe I'll add some voiceover afterwards, maybe speed it up a little bit, and then end the stream for now. I had considered raiding Zozo, but they're no longer online. Let's see. Nope, nobody else is playing Bigcraft right now. Oh no, that's fair, Zozo. I am stopping the stream because I need food as well. Oh, Kobu's playing Okami. Very good. That's a really good game, so let's go raid Kobu. That's actually a good balance of chill and action. I don't know if you've played that one, Kaelin. But it should definitely be less stressful than Path of Exile. I think I played it back on the Wii, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if I finished it. It's been a while, but I remember I really enjoyed it. So let's start this up. Is that the full name? No, that's not the valid name. Let me just copy over here. Oh, I cannot type Kovu. I always type Kovi instead of Kovu. U and Y. I don't know. There we go, we're starting off with the raid. So, Kovu, I believe you all know him already, and if you don't, make sure to drop him a follow when you're there. Also, a very chill streamer, streams Spalia, is streaming Valheim with Zozo on Thursdays, and is also a Bitcraft player. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one.